Welcome into Good News Forecast. I'm Sophia Pericone.
And I'm meteorologist Kaylee Bowers. Thanks for joining us for another week of good news from around the world, the country, and right here in our own backyards. You know how we start the week off. Sophia, how is your week going so far?
I am having a pretty good week so far, Kaylee. It's hot. It is really hot at the time of this recording and probably any time you're watching. It's really warm. I really like that.
It's June.
It's
toasty. You know what? It's always the big thing. People always say the heat versus the humidity. I won't go into the big thing, but we're feeling both right now.
We really are. A lot of people say, I think it's during the winter, and everyone complains during the winter.
Oh, yeah.
There's always like a group of people that's like, well, you better not be complaining in the summer. I don't.
No, she doesn't.
I love it.
That's true.
And turn it up hotter, actually. So that's how I feel. I love the heat.
Well, depending on when you're watching, we'll be cranking things up or cranking things down as well too. So
yes,
it's just that time of year where it kind of fluctuates as far as the temperatures go. But again, not complaining because we get to be outside safely. We can go to the pools, go for a walk. I don't know about you, but I feel like my energy levels just get lifted. Like, yeah, let's do this and this and that, and then I don't do anything, but I have the motivation to want to do something.
Hey, at least the desire is there.
Yeah.
There's always next summer.
There's always next summer. Oh, next fall, I would say.
Yeah.
But you know what? Instead of talking fall, we're talking things spring and summer. As one Toledo public school grad, got to walk the stage a little bit earlier than his peers.
That's because he would be missing his actual graduation day to serve our country. Amanda Fay takes us to the special moment.
As the familiar sound of graduation fills the auditorium of Rogers High School, Peyton Walker is getting his pomp and circumstance a little earlier than the rest.
This is really exciting to be able. Peyton is going to be going away the day before Rogers' graduation, and we want to do a TPS style with a great send-off, with his appreciation of not just what he's done in the district, but his next journey, which is serving our country.
That journey, one shaped by determination and resilience.
For today, you are proud graduate of Rogers High School, class of 2026, giving the Walker a round of applause.
Peyton has faced more than most his age, but through it all, his family says he stayed grounded and ready for what's next.
His dad passed away and his mom passed away, so he's raised by his grandma and that, and just wonderful that he chose to go in the Army.
That decision inspired in part by family legacy. His grandpa was in the Marines, another uncle in the Coast Guard.
I just want to keep it going in the family, generations.
He leaves for boot camp Monday, starting a new chapter as an Army mechanic.
Some people are called to ordinary paths. You, my friend, are called to stand up, stand down, and serve. And as you move into this next chapter, never forget where you came from.
For his family, it's a moment filled with pride and emotion.
Peyton Ezekiel Walker.
I just thought it was going to be something intimate, a little thing, maybe a little get together and that, but for everybody to come out in that, it's to bring a tear to your eye.
And for Peyton,
I feel more accomplished than I did before.
A milestone marked not just by a diploma, but by service, sacrifice, and a step into the future. Reporting in West Toledo, Amanda Fay, WTOL 11.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So sweet.
I love graduations, and from what Amanda told me, Peyton was a very shy and quiet kid, and having this kind of honor, it's like, whoa, it's a big deal, and just so excited for him, and excited to see what comes next for him.
And I'm glad that the school made it possible for him, because that is such a big moment. Obviously, he's going off to do something amazing. He's serving our country. That's a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, and that's a big decision you have to make. And it would be too bad if he would not be able to get that diploma and have some sort of celebration. So really nice to see a great story from Amanda. And, hopefully he's off doing good things and we send him the best.
See what comes next.
Yeah. So we talked about Toledo Jeep Fest a couple weeks ago, but it is only 2 months away.
Okay.
But organizers are getting the community fired up with the Hype Bash at Yark Jeep.
Yeah, it gave families and Jeep enthusiasts a chance to get a preview of what's in store for this year's festival. So the free event featured food trucks, local vendors, a bounce house for kids, giveaways, and Jeep obstacle course demonstrations.
The Hype Bash is the official kickoff to Toledo Jeep Fest, which draws visitors from across the country, I would honestly say around the world even, to celebrate the vehicle's deep roots here in Northwest Ohio.
Toledo Jeep Fest started to celebrate 75 years of Jeep, and now we're going on 85 years of Jeep. It's an awesome anniversary this year, and people just wanted to celebrate the amazing history and the future of innovation in Jeep in Toledo.
So this year's Toledo Jeep Fest runs from August 7th through August 9th in downtown Toledo.
Organizers also have a Speedway Hype Bash, a Mud Hens Takeover, and other pop-up events planned before the festival actually starts in August. Always a great time. It's always great, like, economically for our city as well. And I know I kind of threw in there, I think people from all over the world come. Good way to put Toledo on the map.
It's a really good way to get Toledo on the map, and it's just so exciting for us in the area. Like, oh, we have Jeep Fest. Like, we are known for our Jeeps. And also shout out to Defender, our weather vehicle. Is a big giant weather Jeep and just has so many nooks and crannies and all weather geeky stuff. It's just so cool, and just seeing the different types of Jeeps too, and the colors and the styles and the people, and just it's so cool.
And I think that's probably like one of the highlights, at least for me, is seeing all the different Jeeps and the modifications and the colors, and you really can see how creative people are.
And don't get me started on the ducks.
Heads up. That's
Watch
all
out,
we'll
little
say.
duckies.
we talked about it a couple weeks ago. If
I
you know,
wasn't
you
even
know.
thinking that. One of our colleagues may have accidentally hit a child with a rubber duck when we were in the Jeep Fest parade. Everyone's okay though. Anyways, so a small town baseball team is getting some big time attention, and you may have seen it on your social media feed.
Yeah, Montpelier's Malachi Smeltzer is the player behind what some are calling the bunt heard around the world. Take a look. During the Locomotives District Championship run, the sophomore laid down a perfect suicide squeeze bunt despite a pitch coming right at his head. Well, look at that, ready? Boom. And then this kid slides into home. Boom.
Got the run.
That's right. The play scored the game's first run and helped spark an 11-2 win over Minster.
So since then, the video has topped 1 million views online. It's been shared by major baseball outlets, including John Boy, Max Preps, and Major League Baseball. Now, Coach Toby Hutchinson says the play may have gone viral, but for his team, bunting isn't a trick play. It's something they practice every single day.
The Locomotives finished the season with their third straight district title and came just one win shy of reaching state. My first thought is just like, ooh, you know, I'm afraid they're gonna just collide into each other. That freaks me out.
But you know, that's the nice thing about being on a team. You're with these people every single day, and you kind of get to know like the ins and outs of like what's it like to be a teammate and like what you need to do to. You kind of have like that mental. It's just like being on it's like being on a news team. Like okay, we know like what we need to do. Like okay, like I know Sophia's looking at me now, like acknowledging me, like what I'm doing right now. See, exactly like that. It's just any kind of team, but that's just so. That makes me so happy right there. It's so cool.
The fact that it's being shared by like MLB everywhere and like the other baseball outlets, and I think that video was captured by our Tyler Segerman.
Okay, Tyler.
So I mean, I hope he's getting credit somewhere, somehow, some way.
We'll give him credit.
Yeah. Good job, Tyler. I think it was Tyler. Good job, Tyler.
Good job, whoever shot that video.
Yeah.
So, Sophia, I'm really excited about this.
I know. I knew you would be.
I'm so excited about this. So, not that I'm counting, but Christmas is about 6 months away, and the day I'm recording it is actually 199 days.
Not that she's counting.
Not that I'm counting. I may have talked to Tim Miller today, but it's never too early to get into the holiday spirit.
Tim Miller does just that on the latest episode of Tim Takes You There. Tim takes us to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is only about 2 hours from Toledo.
So they have Christmas ornaments from every walk of life or occupation. Tim also got to see a huge Santa head.
Where's the rest of Santa right now?
He's outside. He's full of concrete.
Okay. So you have legs here, arms there. So how often do you think you have to refurbish these, or do you always have to look around at them, look them
you
over?
just take a look at them. The wood was rotten in the bottom of the base, so we had to replace that. So we took it down, so we might as well repaint the whole thing.
You saying I'm nosy? Yeah.
So Tim also learned how to decorate custom ornaments, and you can stream the latest episode of Tim Takes You There right now only on WTOL 11 Plus. So Sophia, this has been on my Christmas bucket list for a while, but have you been to Bronner's yet?
I have not. I drive by Frankenmuth all the time. You have not been, I'm assuming. If it's
I have not, no, and I'm really sad, but I think this is gonna be the year we're gonna make it to Bronner's.
And if you noticed the video, so we talk about the giant Santa head, you don't see it. The only way you're gonna see it is if you go and watch. Tim takes you there. So I think when the heat is this hot, for a lack of a better phrase, it's nice to maybe go and watch something about Christmas. And because Christmas is, to me, Christmas is never that cold where I'm struggling.
It's not, no.
So if you feel like you want to cool down, go watch Tim Takes You there.
And you know, one thing I love, because you know we're in June, we're heading into the month of July. A lot of people do Christmas in July.
Yes.
So head up to Bronner's for Christmas in July. So get that Christmas time feel with the summertime heat. My favorite.
Love it. We'll be right back.
Thanks for sticking with us here on Good News Forecast. A Toledo man is hoping to spread positive vibes thanks to a gorilla costume.
Anthony DeFilippo introduces us to Toledo Kong.
He's calling himself Toledo Kong, the dancing gorilla. Despite the heat, he's spending hours inside an 8-foot inflatable costume.
A couple of weeks ago, we went down to Vegas on Fremont Street, and they had the gorillas out there on Fremont Street. And on the plane ride back, I thought about it, and Toledo don't have nothing like this.
Toledo Kong is choosing to keep his real name anonymous, saying he doesn't want to ruin the magic for the kids. After purchasing the suit online, he started planning his first appearance, making his debut on Memorial Day at the Green Lantern on Broadway.
I do this for free, and I just accept a gratuity as taking pictures. I give out free hugs, got free water for the kids.
Saturday marked just his second public appearance, returning to the Green Lantern. Toledo Kong says the response has been more than he ever expected.
Amazing. That's what last Memorial Day was like. I was overwhelmed at the response that we got. Just overwhelmed. Everybody enjoyed it, taking videos, honking.
Toledo Kong hopes to expand to local metro parks throughout the summer. He's also working to grow his presence online, including launching a Facebook page. He wants people to remember the reason he put on the suit in the first place.
I want to bring joy and a positive outlook to the kids in Toledo and Toledo in general.
Reporting in South Toledo, Anthony DeFilippo, WTOL 11.
It must be so hot in there.
That was my first initial thought, but also like it puts a smile on your face. Like just imagine driving down the road and you're just driving, it's like, huh? Was that, did I just see a gorilla on the road?
Right, no, but I like the idea. I like that he's just, the thought behind it.
Yes,
Very
it's so
nice.
pure.
Very pure.
It's so sweet.
I know he mentioned like Vegas a little bit. And maybe he did see a gorilla in Vegas, but why a gorilla here?
Why not a gorilla here?
Why not a gorilla here?
Why not?
I guess it really grabs the attention. So.
It does. We're talking about it.
We're talking about it. All right, so after being in that gorilla suit all day, Toledo Kong probably wants to cool off in the pool. And he could do that because Toledo pools and splash pads are officially open.
Ooh, just hear that sound. Right there, that's the sure, pure sound of summer. Pool hours are slightly different this year, open from 1 to 6 on Monday through Friday and noon to 6 Saturday and Sunday. Now keep in mind, there are weekly closures for maintenance and cleaning, and admission is $1 for those 12 and younger and $2 if you're 13 and older. So what is your favorite summertime activity? Do you like pools, going for a walk, just hanging out in the air conditioning, ice cream? Like, what is your go-to?
Ooh, okay. I'm a big walker. I love to walk. So I would say walking with an ice cream cone.
Ooh,
is that allowed? Can I give that? Yeah.
With an ice cream cone?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, honestly, that sounds fantastic. But also, I feel like sometimes a good slushie too.
Ooh,
like you guys know, like we're big ice cream people for sure. But once in a while, like I don't want the chocolate and vanilla. Like give me like a cherry slush or something, or like an orange slush. Like
yes,
not as heavy almost.
I am with you there. That is a good point. And it's just like refreshing and icy. I also love a pool. I love a pool.
Yep.
I wish I had a pool. And that's fine. I'll figure something out this summer, believe me.
We'll figure it out. Just the jumping. Anyways, we could go on and on about ice cream and pools. I'm sure you guys could as well too. Let us know what you're thinking as far as summertime treats go. But how about this? Did you see this? A piece of American history rolled into Northwest Ohio during the first weekend of June.
But before Union Pacific's big boy number 4014 came to town, which it's already passed through, there might be another opportunity for you to see it though. Steve Iwanek caught up with the people in our very own Train City, USA as they geared up for the big stop.
A sound from the past, rolling back into the present. An 80-year-old piece of history, a million-pound machine, will soon make its way into Fostoria. But for Ellen Gatrell, this is about more than just a train.
We are a high school football team playing in the Super Bowl.
Ellen's been a volunteer with the Fostoria Rail Preservation Society for more than 20 years and says the last few weeks have been a ride of its own.
I'm call it organized chaos.
She's been cleaning up the Iron Triangle Park, the city's rail park, in preparation for a crowd the size of which they can only guess.
10,000 people.
10,000 new people.
Yes.
You think the population will right about double?
Yes.
10,000 to a city of only 13,000. All to see this, Union Pacific's Big Boy, one of only 25 locomotives created to haul massive loads across the West. In fact, today it's the only one still running, and it's coming to Train City, USA.
We're the smallest town that's listed on the agenda for where they're stopping and spending time, and it pretty much confirms it.
Mayor Don Manell says Fostoria only found out about the stop in late April, and ever since it's been a race to get ready.
I think we're prepared for it. I hope so. We'll find out.
The city is planning extra parking, shuttles from schools. The mayor says fans should arrive hours early Saturday morning and says area hotels are filling fast. All in preparation for this small town's Super Bowl.
What's it going to be like? Proving that Fostoria has a role in tourism, rail tourism.
A super steamer built to move freight, carrying anticipation for a moment that'll last a lifetime.
As we mentioned, Steve recorded this before it stopped in Fostoria that first weekend of June, so that has passed. But if you missed seeing it then, you do have another chance in July when the locomotive is back in Fostoria. You can find a list of all scheduled stops right now on WTOL.com.
And you know, we got quite a few people send in photos and videos to our social media pages and our emails, and it was just so cool. I unfortunately was not able to go check this out, but I felt like I was there from all the photos and videos. Like, it's just such a cool thing, and mark your calendars again coming back in July. And I don't know, like, I'm not a train nerd, but I just find trains very unique and fascinating.
Imagine a train of this size too. I mean, that thing is massive. They call it Big Boy for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's only what, one of 25, Steve said. So a rare big train.
So cool. Yeah. So guess what? We have a winner. There's a new Scripps National Spelling Bee champion.
14-year-old Shrey Parikh took home the winner's trophy after beating out 8 other finalists. He took the top prize after dominating a spell-off tiebreaker against 12-year-old Ishan Gupta. He spelled 32 words correctly in 90 seconds. Gupta only mastered 25.
Oh, wow, 25 words, that's still a lot. But also, in addition to the trophy, he wins a $52,000 cash prize, $1,000 in Delta Airline flight credits, and reference works from the Encyclopedia Britannica and Merriam-Webster.
All impressive, all incredible. You know what's coming. We have a tradition here at Good News Forecast. It's only our second year doing it, but I'm calling it a tradition. Here's what happens. I give Kaylee a spelling test every time. This is our tradition. So, Kaylee, are you ready?
N-O.
Oh, okay. The only rules, you cannot ask me for the definition and you cannot ask me to use these words in a sentence.
Okay, because we don't have the definition or a sentence?
Yeah, I don't know those things. We're lucky if I can even pronounce these.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Yay. Okay.
I'm going to start us off easy.
Easy. E. A-S-Y.
Oh, no. That
was easy.
And by the way, I should mention, these are words that were included in the spell-off between the two finalists.
Okay.
Kaylee Bowers, word number 1, Campernell.
Campernell?
Campernell. I actually do know this is a yellow flower.
Ooh, I can spell that. Yellow flower. Campernell.
Campernell.
C.
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
M.
Yeah.
P.
Yeah.
E.
Yeah.
R.
Yeah. Campernell.
N.
Yes.
Ooh. E.
Yes.
L.
Yes.
L.
Yes. Okay, final answer?
Final answer.
You are missing one E.
Is there a silent E at the end?
Yes.
I almost said that.
Yes. Okay, but that was incredible. Okay, so since you're
man.
apparently really good at this, we're going to move ahead to one of the harder words. Okay.
Okay.
I got to figure out how to pronounce this. Hold on. Monadnock.
Okay, there needs to be a new rule. If Sophia can't pronounce it.
You think I can pronounce any of these?
I shouldn't have to. You could pronounce Campernell.
I even put pronouncers in here. Okay, oh here, Kaylee, don't look. There's like parentheses.
Okay, what is it?
Monadnock. Monadnock.
I feel like there's a silent something in this.
Okay.
M.
Yeah.
A. U.
Nope.
O.
Yes.
Monad. N.
Yes.
A.
Yeah.
Moad. D.
Yeah.
Nuck. N.
Yeah.
Nuck. N. U.
No.
Nuck. Monad. I lost where I was going. Monad. No. A.
No.
I don't know.
O-C-K. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna do one more.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna give you like, if you got Campernell that close to Campernell, I think you can get.
You know what? I'm curious. Give me the hardest one on your list.
I think Monadnock was.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, here. How about this one? I think you could get this one.
Okay.
Bromocryptine. Bromocryptine. If I am pronouncing that right, it is bromocryptine.
Bromo. Okay. B-R-O.
Yeah.
Bromo. M.
Yeah.
Bromo. O.
Yeah.
K.
No.
Bromo. C.
Yes.
R.
Yeah.
Crip. I.
Yeah.
P.
Yeah.
Tide. T.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
D.
No, time.
Oh,
sorry,
time.
that's on me.
Replace the D with an N.
Yep.
E.
Yeah. Close enough. All right, we're gonna give you 2 out of 3, Kaylee.
But you know what? I would not have passed the first round of
No,
the
you
spelling
wouldn't
bee
have.
because they're like, once you mess up one letter, you're done.
And yeah, I mean, I don't have $50,000 or Delta flight credits to give you, but I think you did pretty well in my book.
Thanks. It's all those spelling tests we had in elementary school every week.
G-R-E-A-T, job.
Aw. Well, B, right? B-A-C-K. That means go to break, Diane. Let's go to break.
Welcome back into Good News Forecast. We communicate beyond words. Sometimes a smile speaks volumes, or even a loud cheer for a heartwarming send-off.
And that's exactly the case of one Maryland high school. Sean Martinelli has the story.
Before students left Good Counsel High School for summer break, they were given one final assignment, a group project to give the biggest, loudest, rowdiest farewell for their janitor. For 39 years, Mario Gonzalez wiped away students' problems with his personality. Here, high fives and wide-eyed grins were dished out like silverware.
He's the guy. He's that guy. He's Mario.
He's always in the lunchroom. This is his spot, pretty much.
Billy, Billy, Billy.
Oh my God. Yeah, like it's just amazing.
Those words describe a man whose own language is limited. Born premature with cerebral palsy, doctors doubted Mario would survive long after birth.
I always have to say he's my hero.
That's Mario's younger brother, George.
I think it has affected him, the fact that we all got married, we all have kids, and he asked questions. Why couldn't I get married? Just what the opportunity wasn't there.
But this opportunity was. An opportunity for coworkers to become family. for students to become his kids.
What would you say this place has meant to him?
Oh, it's been his life. He found a place where he's special.
For a man who didn't say much, this retirement send-off said it all.
It felt my heart because I was happy. I was happy. This was fitted for him. He deserved it.
As for this assignment, the students clearly had it aced. After all, they had a great teacher, a man who kept their school clean, but showed how to walk away with a legacy that cannot be scrubbed. In Olney, Maryland, Sean Martinelli, WUSA 9.
Oh.
Wow. See, it just shows that no matter what your profession is, I'm just going to use the school as an example, whether you're a principal, a custodian, or maybe even just a student teacher, like, you are important in what you're doing. And I love that the students embraced him rather than like, oh, he's just a custodian. No, he is our custodian. You don't mess with him or you're messing with us.
And regardless of your abilities, right? Like, we see people of all different abilities every day, and that should not mean anything different. We're all humans at the end of the day. You treat everyone with love, respect, and kindness. And I'm so happy that these students were able to give him a good send-off after 39 years. He deserves to retire and relax.
Yeah.
We heard from his very sweet brother there. I hope they get to spend a lot more time together.
I wonder if Mario's going to try to come back to the school and try to, oh, you missed a spot right there. Like, let me help you out. Enjoy the retirement.
Yes.
We leave you with a story about one man's desperate choice, a Texas fire department, and the 2 lives that got a second chance.
Steve Hartman is on the road.
Fire Station 8 in Fort Worth, Texas, is what they call a safe baby site, a place where desperate parents can leave a baby they're unable to care for. It happened earlier this month. A little one left right at the base of that flagpole. There was also a note that read in part, "His name is Jake. If you really care about helping babies, please help my baby." Fire Captain Jason Bryant.
What kind of condition was he in?
You could tell he's been loved, super healthy, super strong, until he hadn't missed a meal.
Jake had been living with a homeless man named Tom Miner. Tom became homeless a couple years ago after his landlord told him he couldn't keep the dog. So both lived here until that day at the fire station when Tom gave up his dog, begrudgingly.
I live with that every day. It is the hands down hardest decision I ever made.
You thought he deserved a better life?
Yes.
What was it like to walk away from him?
I ran. I couldn't look back.
But Tom says there is a bright side. Jake now has a great home. The guys at the station are keeping him. And Tom has a new place too.
This is my home, and there ain't no place like home.
The fire department got a local business to donate a camper. They're also providing supplies, arranging for him to see a dentist, doing everything they can to make sure Tom gets back on his feet. And when that day comes,
That was the last one I took.
they plan to fix the hole in his heart as well
My baby.
by giving him back his dog.
One day, he's coming home.
If we could hand Jake back over to Tom, I think that's the happy ending everybody wants.
How are you going to be with that?
Well, I think there'll be 30 grown men bawling, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Perhaps mutual custody would be in order. Regardless, the department would like me to stress that this was a one-time thing. They can't have people just dropping off dogs. But in this exception, there is a rule that whenever you put the needs of another above your own, there's a very good chance that everyone will win. Steve Hartman, on the road in Fort Worth, Texas.
I'm not okay. I've actually never seen this many tears from Kaylee. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, her face is like...
I am drenched in tears right now. all.
But it really is such a heartwarming story of, you know, we touch on the difficult decision to give up a dog knowing that you can't give it the best life yet.
Yeah.
But then seeing the fire department step in and say, we'll take care of your dog for you. We will give him back, and we're also going to set you up to make sure we get there.
Just that whole entire story was so pure, and just, I couldn't imagine. I'm not gonna cry. I just couldn't imagine like being like, I know this happens so often, like people get in situations where they have to give up their pets, and sometimes there's no choice. And like, I just think about like your pets. Oh, do not come to a shot on me right now, dude. Oh, I was kidding. But like, I just couldn't imagine like giving up Barkley or giving up Sunny. Like, they are my children, they are my family, they are my best friends, and just going just a few hours when I'm at work without them, I just couldn't imagine what he's going through. So I really hope we get a follow-up story of the reunion of them being back together, because that's just so pure and so special, and I need tissues really bad right now.
Well, I'd imagine it's very hard to recognize, like, okay, I'm at the point where I need to do this for my dog, because it is a family bond, I will say. Yeah. So to recognize, like, hey, this is what's best for the dog, even if it means a very devastating time, I really respect him for that. So, you know, we do want to see that follow-up, Mr. Steve Hartman.
Please, Steve, I'm begging you, and also all the firemen out there. Yeah. Like he said, there's going to be 30 firefighters out there bawling their eyes out, but I have a feeling that this sweet little pup might end up having 2 homes.
Yes, joint custody.
Yes.
All right, so that does it for this week on Good News Forecast.
We'll see you next time with more good news from around the world, the country, and right here in our own backyard. Bye.